Somebody told me money rules the world.
We are one away from episode 100. Northern X Spring Sports is in a fierce competition, and tonight we are live out at Odyssey Martial Arts in King William, Virginia. Good evening, everyone. Welcome into Northern X Sports Talk Live, your national award-winning Northern X Sports Talk Live here on Hot Mix VA. I'm Will Lewis, along with my man, Travis Harris, Coach Thomas Roane, and Coach Sammy Mills could not be here tonight because they got work life going on still. Man. Hey, we understand that.
Hey,
T, I'm just saying.
Hey, we definitely know how that go, man. It's you got to do what you got to do, you know. But we're here. It's Northern X Sports Talk. I'm your partner, T. Harris, and I'm here helping my partner, Will, man. Northern X Sports Talk. And we're here with some special guests, right, Will?
Yes, we do. And ladies and gentlemen, this is a very special treat. While we are one away from episode 100, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to welcome first Coach John Simons for Odyssey Martial Arts here in King William, Virginia.
Yep.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to see, and I'm going to introduce you. We're going to do a tale of the tape, so to speak, for him.
That's right.
Ladies and gentlemen, the champion here live with us tonight on No Next Sports Talk Live, Austin Hall, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's make some noise for Austin Hall, everybody.
Let's go. The champ is here.
Real quickly, I'm going to give you the tale of the tape before we get into any questions, okay? So, Austin Hall, the American grappler. Am I right? Yeah, the American grappler, ladies and gentlemen. Youngest APFC champ ever. Just so you know, Austin Hall got a gigantic victory in Milwaukee on very short notice, by the way, T. Harris.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
And he emerged as the youngest APFC champion in the promotion history.
Wow.
Beating Cody Lynn, which is the code breaker, by the way, the former champ, for the Flyweight championship from Milwaukee that you see right here before your very eyes. And this thing is heavy.
It's the real
very,
deal.
very
this
heavy.
Is the real deal, everybody.
So, if y'all don't know what APFC stands for, that is the Anthony Pettis Fighting Championship. And this man right here from our own backyard won it, went to Milwaukee.
And he brought it back home, man.
Yes, he took chances, he flew high, and he took some names and brought this puppy back home.
That's right, man. But we're going to get into all of that, man. First of all, I appreciate everybody tuning in. Austin, thank you for being here, first of all, man.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Hey, no problem, bro. Hey, Coach, also, thank you for your time, also, for giving us the opportunity.
Oh, man, thanks for coming out to the academy and covering this.
Hey, no problem.
Yes, indeed.
This is going to be fun, Will.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
It's going to be interesting,
so
man.
that's part one of his tale of tape. I'm not done yet.
Okay, let's go.
Austin's record thus far in the pros is 5-0. 6-0 amateur. That's a 11-fight win streak, ladies and gentlemen.
That's undefeated, right?
Yeah, that's undefeated.
Undefeated.
Takedowns are the highest. 12 takedowns in one fight.
Wow, record, right?
That's a record.
Okay.
He broke the record. Am I right, Coach?
He broke his own
Yes,
record?
sir.
Yeah, he broke his own record. So you're a graduate of King William High School, class of 2021.
All right.
And you're known as the American Grappler.
Oh, yeah. We're going to get behind that nickname, too. We're going to find out the reason where it came from.
So we're going to do a bunch of questions, right? Coach, I'm going to go to you first because you know Austin very well.
I know him a little bit.
You know him a little bit. But first, let's talk about Odyssey Martial Arts.
Yeah.
Talk about the background. Talk about the history of how Odyssey Martial Arts here in King William came about. And from our understanding, you've been here for a very long time.
Yeah, this is our 25-year anniversary.
Holy moly.
25 years. That's
25 years,
amazing.
ladies and gentlemen.
That's amazing, man.
Yeah, it is. So the opportunity came to you and to be in this building 25 years ago.
Yes, sir.
And now you built up to a point where you have a world champion.
Yes.
Man.
In your own
Finally,
gym.
Finally, 25 years later, we finally have a champion.
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that.
Patience is a
It's
virtue,
patience,
though.
man, definitely. So
Patience is a virtue.
With the 25 years, man, I want to start from the beginning, man. So how old were you, and what made you just decide to open up a martial arts studio, man?
Well, quick recap on myself. I started training mixed martial arts and Brazilian jiu-jitsu when I was
Right.
7. So I was 7
Wow.
years
Wow.
7. Okay.
So when I started, it was in like 1993.
Okay.
After Hoist Gracie had won the first Ultimate Fighting Championship.
Wow.
I was getting beat up in school because I've always been small.
Right,
and,
right.
My mom got a Valpak coupon in the mail saying Gracie Jiu-Jitsu was in
Oh, okay.
Mechanicsville,
Okay.
Virginia.
All right.
So fast forward, I was 16 years old in the 10th grade,
Okay. All right.
and I decided to open an academy. I did some lawn care as a teenager to help make some money to open up the academy. So, 10th grade, opened the academy and haven't looked back since.
And you've been in this building ever since, right?
Yep.
The same.
Yeah,
building.
the same
Wow, that's
exact
crazy.
building. That's unheard of.
We've been in this strip mall,
Right.
So I had a smaller building, then it blew up.
Right.
Not literally blew up, but we grew. And
Right,
then
right. That's-
we just kept going until we ended up here.
Man, that's
That's
amazing.
amazing, man. So I mean, with you starting that, let me ask Austin. Then Austin. So, what made you want to, in the beginning, come here to, and meet John? Like, how did y'all meet? Like, how did y'all,
It's
how
a
did
funny
it came to
story.
be?
Where do you hear this? We've told
All right,
this
you
story
got to
like
tell me. You got to
100
tell me this, Austin, because he said he's been here for a while. So how did y'all
Yeah.
came to, meet?
We've told this story a few times. I was at a CC's Pizza. My dad's a huge MMA
I
fan.
love
Oh man, I love some
Right.
CC's, man. Let's go now. We
You know,
talking.
I was a little bad kid, and they told me I needed to get me into some extracurriculars. On the way to get me to try out for football, we meet this guy at CC's Pizza.
Okay.
He convinces my dad. Next week, I'm in here taking my first class.
Wow.
All right.
We ain't looked back since.
Oh yeah, so
Well,
y'all
there you
just happen to bump into each other at CC's?
Yeah, I was at
Wow.
CC's and I just happened to have a jiu-jitsu hat on. His
Oh,
dad was
okay.
like, hey, what's up with that? And I was like, hey, bring him on. We got a bunch of kids.
Wow.
Shout out to Dad, man.
Yeah,
shout out to Dad.
big shout
for-
out to Dad.
Shout out to
Hey,
Dad
shout out
for
to Dad.
building that bridge,
Man.
and So I mean, you met at CC's, and then what you say? Like a couple weeks later, you was here, or what was it?
Nah, next week.
Next
Next
week. Okay,
week.
no
Next
time.
week.
The very
Okay.
next
So
week.
in no time.
Yeah, he was
at all.
And he was 7 years old.
Wow.
From 7 years old, I've been dealing with this kid since then.
That's crazy, man. So you came here to Odyssey Martial Arts when you were 7 years old. And how old are you now?
I'm 22.
22.
Still
man.
young.
Wow, man, that's crazy.
Still young.
So do you remember your first time meeting John and here at the at the Odyssey? Was he the same as CC's, or was he different, or how was it?
Actually, my first class wasn't with Coach John.
Oh,
My first
okay.
class was with one of his old instructors, Emily.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
I came
okay.
in and we did it was Wing Chun.
Yeah, it was a Wing Chun class.
It
I
was
was
like
like,
a
it was
Wing
a
Chun.
Kung Fu class of all things.
Oh.
to get
Yeah.
into.
Okay,
Yeah.
I heard of Wing Chun. Okay, all right, that's what's up.
So this cage is a regulation cage. You guys work out in, you practice your fights in, and things like this is a beautiful cage.
Man, this is amazing, man.
Funny story is we're like one of the only academies on the East Coast to have a 30-foot cage inside.
Wow.
And we've had this for so long that the majority of the pro shows that have happened in Virginia, like what started professional mixed martial arts, happened in this cage.
Wow,
That's
We used to
amazing.
rent it out, send it out to all the big arenas, and a lot of
Okay.
big promotions started here in this cage.
Wow, that's crazy, man. So was this the vision you had? You just was like, it's going down, Or,
Yeah, I mean, it's go big or go home.
Okay,
you know?
that's what I'm
Wow.
talking about. That's what I'm talking about. But that's amazing, man. So with you being here for so long, and in Austin, man, having did you see something in Austin when you first met him, or did you think y'all would make it this far, build a relationship like this,
Well, when he came to me at 7 years old, he was like one of the worst kids I had ever had step onto my mats as far as behavior. He was just
Oh,
wild,
man, he's
crazy,
just wild.
crazy
Okay,
kid.
okay.
But, it wasn't long.
Right.
He grew up a little bit, and he started competing. And as soon as he started competing in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, he started to tighten up. The competitiveness kicked
Right.
in. He started to mature a little bit.
Okay.
And when I guess it really started when he was about 12, that he started to take an interest in mixed martial arts and
Okay.
actually becoming a fighter. And it's kind of been a team effort ever since then. And Austin is you got elite level fighters, and
Right.
then you've got those special ones.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
I've been in fighting my whole life, and Austin is a special fighter.
That's what I'm
He's got
talking
that. Like I can't turn a poodle into a pit bull.
Right.
If
You
you know
can't.
what I'm saying.
I got
you. know
you.
what I
I
mean?
got
Like
you. Yeah.
you can't do it, and he's got the dog in him. He's the right kind of guy,
Ah.
and then he sacrificed a lot of stuff. You know, like he could have been partying, hanging out with chicks,
just wasting time.
drinking.
Yeah, just wasting time.
He's
going to King's Dominion like I did.
Yeah. Well, he sacrificed all that.
Right.
You know, while everybody else is doing that, he was here on the mats putting in the work, and now he gets to party.
That's what's
do
up.
The victory dance.
Man.
You know?
That's what's up, Austin.
Coach, to you, before I get to Austin, asking him questions, what makes him unique in his fighting?
Well, I would have to say it's his fight IQ. You know,
Right.
like some fighters need to be told exactly what to do in every situation. Some fighters don't think at all. They just, react off of reflex. Austin's one of those special guys that can take instruction in the corner during camp, mid-fight, change course, and also has that killer instinct in him to see his opponent when he's wounded, move away from the game plan, come back. He's smart. He's smart. And then, everybody else says he's just got insane pressure.
Right.
Like once he starts in on you, he's like a pit bull. He won't let go.
Oh, it won't let go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Man.
That's
So
what makes him special.
Hey, that comes from training at Odyssey Martial Arts, apparently.
Yeah.
So it ain't just come from, out of nowhere,
It's a team effort, man. It really is a team effort. Like I've had hundreds of students walk through my doors over the last 25 years, and I've only had one Austin Hall.
Wow, man.
And is he the first champion?
He's the first champion for the entire state of Virginia, not just for my academy.
Man,
He represents the 804, man. Like he holds it down.
I mean, look, Austin, let me ask you this then. Since he said he sounded like he awoken something in you. Let me ask you this: when did you feel it? Something awakening you? Like, when did you feel like how old were you when you were like, man, all right, this is it. I'm locked in.
No, I didn't feel like we were going to do this until I took my first fight. I think we were 14, and we went out there, and man, it's an addicting feeling doing all that.
It was a rush.
It's an addicting feeling. I can do that for the rest of my life.
So hold on one second. For the fans, like people that don't, or maybe are new to mixed martial arts as a sport,
right?
You can't legally fight in the sport of mixed martial arts until you're 18 years old.
Right.
Oh, okay.
So you have to be an adult to even compete as an amateur, let alone a professional. But we were slick, and we were able to get him what's known as exhibition fights, which was against other teenagers whose coaches and families were willing to do it.
Right.
And
that makes sense.
They would run an exhibition fight on a big card. And that's where he got his start, was as a teenager. So he started as young as you can legally start fighting.
Wow. So, Austin, describe a time on how you overcame an injury, if you had one, or a setback in order to continue fighting. You already got a story I can tell.
Fight.
And Coach, you can chime in anytime I ask him a question, too. If you
I'm going to let him talk. I want to hear what he says.
Oh, man. Every fight we overcome an injury, but
every fight.
I think the one that stands out the most would probably be a guy named Martin Velasquez. It was supposed to be a 25, ended up pretty much being up a weight class, and we couldn't walk.
Right.
Yeah, he was riding around on a snapped ankle, man. His ankle was pretty much shot, and I went back and forth on whether I was even going to have him fight. And he went out there, fought a guy that was up a whole weight, and then landed 11 takedowns.
Wow.
Guy,
with the messed up ankle.
So
his former record was 11, and then he broke it with 12.
So that's with the injury.
With the injury.
So that's incredible.
Man, he's Terminator or something. Golly, man. Austin, that's amazing, man. It sounds like you're a monster, man. I would love to have seen you in action,
I wouldn't say all that, no.
Come on, man.
I wouldn't say all that.
Hey, but look, you earned, you worked hard. You've been doing it since you were 7. You worked hard. You're in your 20s now, man. Yeah, you deserve the right to brag on yourself a little, man, because a lot of people, wouldn't have made it that long, bro. So big ups to you, man. That's, it's coming from us, man. And
Thank you.
Definitely.
So what was your favorite fight you've ever had?
Oh, there's a couple that come to mind.
Okay.
The favorite one was probably Cody Matthews, and it was probably my least favorite situation going into a fight. It's the only fight I've ever taken without coach there, but even without coach, I did exactly what he told me leading all the way up to the fight week.
Man,
it felt like he was there. We went through the game plan. Coach Robbie did a great job getting me ready for that one, and man, that was just a fun fight. We were able to do everything we wanted to that guy.
So is that still online? That fight?
That was on Access TV.
Okay.
So that one was not. The rest of his fights are on UFC Fight Pass.
Right.
Oh, that's what's up. Okay.
Yeah, that was I was on vacation with my family in Florida. We went to Universal Studios, and we had that booked before he took that fight. So I'm at a Texas Roadhouse watching his fight on one of my cornermen has it on FaceTime Live.
Oh, there you go.
I'm at Texas Roadhouse losing my mind. And
you're screaming in the
people
phone.
looking, what's going on with him?
I was losing my mind. But, yeah, that was a bloody mess of a fight. Now, we love Cody. He's actually going to come here and do some training.
Cody's awesome.
Oh, that's awesome.
Cody's a great
awesome,
dude.
but that was a bloody mess of a fight. Like, there was blood all over the place. Both of them put on a hell of a war. But
after it was all said and done, you both said, "Man, that was a great fight."
That was awesome.
Yeah. Cody's awesome. Cody's awesome.
That's what's up, man. It's all about being able to support each other too in the ring, man. That's amazing. So I mean, with this, with what you're doing now, man. I mean, you sound like when you said you can do this for a long time, man. Is this something that you looking forward to keep doing for a while, or like? I mean, what's the road? Where you headed to?
Nah, next goal is to win the next one, always.
How about that?
There you going. There you go. That's what I'm talking about.
But we're looking to make a big splash, and we're going to keep going and see how far we can take
Yes,
it.
indeed.
That's what's
y'all,
up,
y'all
man.
hear that, folks?
Hey, y'all, listen up, man. Austin Hall is telling y'all it's not over. So
No, it's not.
he got a championship to defend too. So we're gonna talk about that. Will how this fight here, man? Tell us?
This was amazing.
Yeah, walk us
All
through the
way-
process, man. How did you get to this? That opportunity, man. Like how was it presented, or how did y'all go about? The story.
Well,
to the championship.
Yes.
So Austin is one of the more popular fighters on the Virginia side of the APFC.
Okay.
Cody Lynn is the hometown boy from Milwaukee, and everybody's got their market.
So y'all basically went into enemy territory.
Yes,
You went into
so we took an
enemy
away game, if
territory.
you will, and we got a call on 6 days' notice that the championship fight was off, that Cody Lynn's opponent was injured and had to pull, and they offered us a championship fight on
That's
6
amazing.
days' notice.
Wow.
So we had no fight camp, no preparation. We had to cut weight, get on a plane, and go fight. And Austin was able to make his weight. He was able to show up healthy, but with no camp. His opponent had a camp
Wow.
for the guy that pulled out.
crazy.
And Austin, that's why I tell him it's a lifestyle. He's
Yeah.
in here he's ready all the time. You shouldn't
what's
have
up.
to have a camp. Camps help.
Right.
You shouldn't have to have a camp, and he proved you don't have to have one. So we got that on 6 days' notice. And
How about that?
so I call Austin, and I'm like, hey, man, what's your weight right now? We're not going to talk about how he lied to me. So I said, so what's your weight right now? I'm not going to tell you what that weight was either. But anyway, the weight sounded good from what he told me.
Right.
And then he's like, why? I'm like, do you want to fight for the championship? He's like, yes, book it. And I said, do you want to know who it is, who you're fighting? He's like, I don't
Nope.
care.
He said, nope.
He did not care.
Yeah.
This kid's never cared. Never, not once. He never cares. who
That's
he's
the
fighting.
next man up.
He just wants
That's
to know
what
who's
I'm talking
next.
about, man.
100%. So we said yes. He showed up to the gym. Then I told him who it was. He's like, awesome, cool, let's go. And there it is, man. And then the rest is on Austin.
Austin, man, look, when he called you and said, do you want to fight? And you said what? You said, and when he said the words for the championship, like, how did that feel? Like, did anything run through your body, or, like anything at all? Like when he said for the championship. Like, what was you doing at the time? Was you playing a game, or what was you, like, eating a sandwich? Like,
Oh, you
what
were
was you doing?
saying,
Like,
heck yeah, I'm going.
when he called you, like, what was going on when you got that call?
Man, I'm sitting down there. I'm painting Warhammer figurines. I'm doing nerdy stuff.
He's like, not even thinking about fighting, right?
Yeah,
I'm
he
a nerd of a
calls.
fighter.
He calls. Man, I was cheesing. The whole phone
Cheesing hard,
call.
mouth hurting and everything, right?
I
Just
was
cheesing.
cheesing.
Okay. That's what's up, man. So I mean, after you heard that news, and he was like 6 days. I mean, did any of that bother you at all? Like just the time or anything like that, or you just?
No, that's not a problem.
Okay,
it's
cool.
not a problem. We train hard.
That's what I'm talking about.
If I'm not getting ready for a fight, somebody is, and then I'm
Right.
training like I'm getting ready right with them. So
take me through about the nerves and anxiousness from right before you started fighting for the belt. Like what backstage looked like.
Yeah,
and
when y'all
leading
pulled
up
up
to
when you pulled up, when you walked in
right
the building.
before you got into the cage with them, what did that look like, and how was your nerves?
nerves wise, I was pretty good. Coach has to dial me back. I get ready to go a little too
Right.
early, so we're back there maybe at 11. I won't fight until like 10 o'clock.
Yeah, we're there way too early.
And I'm ready to go the whole time. So coach has to dial everything back for
Yeah,
me.
he's got a tendency to want to fight all the time, and I keep him from exerting too much of himself. Yeah, it's
much?
adrenaline. You get an adrenaline dump.
That's what Coach for.
So-
That's what Coach.
So did you
for.
make the weight?
Oh yeah. We never
Okay.
miss weight.
Oh, there you go.
So that's going to lead to my next question. What does make the weight cut look like when you have to do the weight cut?
We keep our weight cuts pretty good. I cut weight. Normally, I cut weight over a longer period of time.
Right.
We get down to about within 10 pounds, and we cut it off with a water weight cut. This go around, I was bigger than I was supposed to be, and
Just a little.
just a little bit,
Just a little
just
bit.
a little bit. But I was bigger, so it was a bit more of extreme
Right.
water weight cut this go around, but we made it work, and
Okay.
it just it happened.
Man, that's what's
that's
up.
good.
Man. You did what
and
you
how,
had to do.
And how many days before the weigh-in? Was it like the three days?
It
or?
was 5 days.
Okay.
Before weigh-in, from the time we got the call to the time we showed up and did it. The thing that makes it unique is your body tends to retain water when you
Right.
fly and you travel. So cutting weight, like normally he comes to my house. We got a hot tub.
Oh,
my
man,
wife
okay.
cooks dinner. We do it.
Right.
Like it's
Oh, you
easy to
doing
cut weight
good,
when you're at
okay.
home, right? But when you're going away, you gotta eat while you're traveling.
Yeah.
You're on the plane. You got to get to the hotel. We're looking for scales. We're looking
Right.
for a sauna, a place to cut. But you also can't cut too soon because then you're depleted.
Yeah.
You don't want
Right.
to walk around, feeling, malnourished or whatnot. So it's definitely the most nervous part for me. I'm never nervous about Austin's fighting because we
Okay.
do that in camp.
Right.
But how the weight cuts work, and with this being an away fight, it was an experience for us. But he killed it. He actually came in underweight.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
wow. Okay.
Not bad
He
at
was
all.
actually on weight for the fight in about 3 days.
All right, man. So with this fight, this championship fight, man, take us through the walk-in, man. What was the energy like from the crowd? You was in somebody else's territory. What was it? Love? Was it hate? What was going on, man? You know.
Oh, they hated me.
Oh man, come on,
They
man.
hated me.
The hate was
But
real.
that had to been adrenaline for
Oh, I
you,
love
right?
it. I love it.
I mean,
I love it. I went out there. So Cody, he's from around there, and
Right.
his coach Ben Rothwell, he's a UFC legend. He's been in the game a long time.
Ben is very, very well known.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so they got the crowd hyped.
Right.
They got hyped against me. It didn't matter. It gets me going. I like being booed.
You use that energy, right? You use that energy, man. That's what's up, man. So you say they walking into the ring, no love from the crowd, just walking in, energy. Like that didn't change your mode at all. Like how did that motivate you more, or did that just did it bother you at all, or?
I'm walking back and forth in my corner, and I'm smiling at Coach.
Oh, yeah. How'd you feel, Coach, when you walked in with him, man? How did the crowd make you feel?
Well, it was our first away fight together.
Right.
We're used to the crowd being on our side, but I knew going into this that it was going to be this way.
It's gonna be a little different. Huh?
But what's funny is the crowd was going nuts when Cody walked out, rightfully so.
Okay,
He's a
good.
hometown
Right.
boy. And I said, Austin, look at me. He looked at me. I said, they don't know. They don't know.
No, they
what
do not.
Don't
because
know.
He gets this stalker look to him, like he's ready
man.
to kill. And then when I see him crack a smile, I know we're on.
It's on.
So the funny thing is about midway through the second round, he had started to turn the crowd in his favor. There were people
That's
cheering
great.
for him.
Oh,
in the second round.
okay.
Which
There
is
you go.
surprising. So that's why we don't want to say Milwaukee's against him because that's not true. They
Right,
were just
right.
for their boy.
Right.
Okay,
They were the
as
for
expected,
their guy.
As
as
expected.
expected.
Absolutely. But if you
We
go there to see
understand
the
that.
Cowboys, you're not going to see the Redskins fans cheering them
Cheering,
on.
Exactly.
What they
definitely.
did for Austin Hall.
That's what's up.
How about
man.
that?
So Austin, man, you in the ring, all right? The ref, they ready to say round one. It's round one fight, whatever the case made it ready to be, and you and this guy are ready to run. Like what was your move, man? Did you have like a plan of attack, or how did you what was the procedure, man? Like I'm trying to get in the ring with you, man.
So I kind of zone out in the beginning. I don't really lock in till I get hit the first time, and Coach don't like it, but it's just the way it works.
He said, "I need a trigger, man. I need something."
I'm not really thinking about much going before the glove touch, and once we get really into it, then it's just autopilot at that point.
Right. Man, so how many rounds did y'all go? How many?
We went 3-5.
3 to 5.
Okay,
Yep.
that's what's up, man. And
So, what is your favorite position while you fight? Do you want to go to the ground grappling, or you want to standing?
What you like? What you prefer, anyway?
Oh man, I like to do it all, but I want to be on top of you.
Right.
I like being on top. I like being in control. I like to make it where I decide how this fight goes.
Right.
Right. There you go. Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that, man. It's all about knowing what you want to do, and when you get in the ring, because once, I guess if still thinking about what you want to do while you're in the ring, that ain't no good either, right? You know, you want to have yourself together, you know, from what I understand, you know. And you sound like you had yourself together, man. You got the coach right there. He telling you they don't know. Apparently they not like us, right? So, you know, it's going down. So
well, they couldn't know. You know, he's fought some good guys, but like I said, Austin's special. He's different. And after Austin puts his hands on people, they get that. You know?
Now they understand. They understood then, right? Sometimes it's like that, man.
Mail delivered.
So what did they say? So when it was all said and done, you know, how was it? It was a knockout. Was it knockout or was it judges?
No, this was by a decision.
Decision. Okay, got you. Okay.
So the way they score mixed martial arts is similar to boxing, right?
Okay,
so
right.
you're either going to knock the guy out, technical knockout, which means the referee kind of stops it because the guy's not defending himself.
Okay,
Then there's submission, which is where you're going for like a strangulation or a joint lock. And then there's versions of decision. In this case, it was unanimous decision. I mean, all three judges saw it the same way,
right? Okay.
Which was a complete domination. I don't remember what the numbers were on what the decision was.
Yeah.
But I do remember that the first round of that fight was the most dominant round he's ever fought. It was a 10-8 round, no question. He just totally crushed the guy.
Man.
The first round.
So was the belt when you held the belt for the first time, was it a little bit heavier than what you thought it would be?
Oh, it was definitely heavier than what I thought.
Oh yeah, that's how
I'm
you
used to
do.
them Amy things. That belt's nice.
Man, we were at the casino where we fought. This guy's got me carrying his belt around because the damn thing's too heavy.
Oh,
I was like,
man.
take this thing, coach. I fought this hard for this. You want me to carry it around?
Hey, coach, hold on, coach. Don't act like you didn't like it a little bit, you know.
Well, hey,
Come on,
people
man.
all of a sudden want my autograph.
It's going to the home base, you know.
I
It's
want your
all good,
autograph.
you know.
You carrying the belt?
Yeah, man. It's all good.
Oh man, it was an incredible experience for him the first time. When we came out of the casino, we had to go back into our hotel rooms that are in the casino.
Okay.
And the crowd just swarmed him.
Oh, that's.
We actually had a couple of our
man.
corner guys have done some security work with some artists. Like almost all of our security guys, all of our corner guys have done some type of security. Even our media guys are badass.
Oh, man, that's cool, man.
So yeah, all of a sudden he's just getting swarmed by fans. We threw a towel over him, tried to get him.
Oh man, not the
took some
towel
pictures.
over the head, not the
Oh
James
man,
Brown,
it had
man.
to.
That's
Like
had to
he
cover
found
him
out.
up.
He found out when we got to the elevator to get him up to his room. He was like trying to be all cool, like I'll take a picture, and he had a fan trying to snatch his belt off his shoulder.
Oh yeah,
Like,
don't play, man. You got to get keep it moving, man. Keep it moving.
Yeah.
You just fought, you know. Hey, you know, it's all good, man.
So, ladies and gentlemen, just by hearing that right there, you can tell how big Austin already is in the state of Virginia, even in the country right now with this world championship belt.
Definitely, man. You're making moves, man.
Right.
Also, we're hearing that you might have got a call during your match or something. You know, some other people are looking at you too. Maybe UFC mentions, you know, maybe something like that. What do you think about that, man? Would you be interested, or like, you know? If you got that phone call, if you got that phone call tonight,
man,
you know?
we don't want to go play for the NFL.
Man, if they come calling, I'm flying out tomorrow.
Oh man, that's what I'm talking about.
There you
Hey,
go.
y'all hear that?
You guys hear that?
UFC Mike, what's his name? Dana.
Dana White.
Dana
Hey,
White.
Dana,
look,
what's
He's the man
up?
too now.
Dana, if you hear that, man, he said, give him
Well,
a call.
hold on now. We got another boss first. His name's Anthony Pettis.
Okay.
Yes.
Hey,
And boss man is he's contracted to defend his belt at least once.
Okay.
Right.
But we're waiting to get a call from the UFC for him to go to either Contender
right.
Series
How
or
about that?
walk straight on for the UFC. He's the cream of the crop,
Hey,
man,
what-
and they'll find out when he gets
Man,
there.
oh man.
give him a call. Whoever need to give him a call, give him a call.
Hey,
He
Dana,
said,
send us location.
there you
Yeah,
go.
there you go.
He said he'll be on that plane tomorrow, you know.
So, Coach, real quickly, talk to us about the Anthony Pettis Fighting Championship.
Okay.
He's got the belt.
right,
And
right.
from what I've seen, there's a lot of good things coming out of this division with the APFC.
Yeah, so the APFC is the Anthony Pettis Fighting Championships. For those who don't know who Anthony Pettis is,
Right.
He landed the kick heard round the world.
Yes.
Back in the day, where he jumped off the cage and flew through the air and kicked the guy in the head. So he's known
You
as having
can
the
you
kick.
can hear that through the TV.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
it was
was
big time.
Yeah,
Yes.
so you got three major organizations that do flyweight. Okay?
Right.
So you've got
Right.
the UFC, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Then you've got APFC, which is where he's the world champion
Right.
of flyweight.
Okay.
And then you have the CFFC, which is the Cage Fury Fighting Championship.
Okay.
So look
Cool.
at these other organizations like a farm league, like college ball, leading into the NFL. right? So when you hold a belt at APFC, you're looked at like the cream of the crop for the regions.
Okay, that's a good look.
So at that point, you get the nod of the hat or whatever from the brass of the UFC.
Okay.
And, it doesn't mean you're the man. It just means you've done a lot of work to get there.
Yeah, it just means you're being recognized. Yeah. Like, I got you. Hey, look, man, that's amazing. The fact that you're able to, just your whole resume, man, from 7 years old to now, and you're able to bring it home to VA, man. That's actually amazing, bro. Like, I mean, that when you look back at your resume and how far you've come, man, and where you want to go, like, how do you feel? Like, are you proud of where you are now, or you wish you was doing more, or what? How do you feel?
And you even got the King William Shirts Department behind you too, right?
Yes, sir.
You got their support, so there you go.
Definitely, man.
Yeah. When I look back, obviously it's great to look back and think about all the good things we've done, but there's more to do. We're not done.
Right. There you go. That's what I'm talking about.
We celebrate when it's over.
That's what I'm talking about, man. You also got a lot of support here in King William, man, from what I understand, man. Your fight was viewed at another round 2 bar. If I understand, you had a fight night, a fight party there or something. You had a lot of supporters in the building watching the fight, man. I mean, how does that feel to know that, people came to watch you fight, man,
No, man, I love the support I get from home. Everybody around here, it's great. Going to Food Lion, you can't go in the Food Lion without somebody saying what's up.
That's what's up, man.
King William's awesome, and they've been so supportive. And even since high school, I had my principal reach out not too long ago, tell me how proud of me he was. So, I really love what the town's been doing.
Man, that's what's up, man. King William, shout out to King William County,
indeed.
man. Y'all
and the
showing
Food
love,
Line,
man.
I was just in the Food Line earlier, and then they had some fresh wings and stuff.
I'm going when Austin go. I'm gonna walk in there when Austin walk in there. See what.
Yeah, I tell you.
That's what's up, man. King William, shout out to y'all, man. Appreciate y'all supporting, man. One of y'all fighters, man. One of y'all peoples, man. That's what it's about. Community support, man.
Mm-hmm.
So coaches, the community, like when it comes to you in the community, man, like how do you feel? Like is everything, you like what's going on here, or you want to do more, or like what do you think the schools, what do you want to do with the school and stuff, man?
Well, this is kind of like a proud dad moment for me.
Right.
So this is like I was the first MMA fighter in our area. I opened the first gym in our area.
Right. Cool.
So I was always kind of looked at like King William's Rocky Balboa.
There you go.
And now I was never the world champion or anything, but I was able to build one. So, now Austin becomes the new hometown Rocky Balboa.
Oh, man.
How about that?
Yeah, everybody knows who Austin is. I got people running up to me going, hey, don't you coach that Austin Hall guy? I'm like, yeah, a little bit.
That's right.
And we set goals, man. Like, first he just wanted to be a good jiu-jitsu kid.
Right.
Ends up getting his black belt at, 19? Was it 19?
I think it was 19.
19 years old.
He beat a very notable black belt in one of his MMA fights.
Wow.
And I promoted him to black belt in the cage. And he was my first jiu-jitsu black belt.
Oh, okay.
And that's very young to be a black belt. So after he got that, he's like, hey, coach, I want another belt.
There you go.
We went and snatched up that one, and now he wants the UFC belt, so I won't stop until we get there.
How about that?
That's what's up, man.
And you're only, what, 21?
22.
22.
So
you're only 22. Man. You're still young, and you already got a world championship.
Yeah, man.
So the sky's the limit.
The sky's the limit, bro. Like that's crazy, man. It's an amazing resume already. Along with, and it sounds like your team is amazing too. You got a lot of supporters, man. Shout out to our partner Tony in the building, man. Tony Green.
Yeah, Tony Green Photography is in the building.
That's what's up, man. Definitely, man. You got an amazing support, man. And it's just the sky's the limit, bro. UFC. Hopefully they recognize and everything falls in order, man. So you can get where you going, and I can tell people I know you, man.
Yeah.
So all that good stuff.
So what does fight camp look like for you?
Fight camp. It depends on how mean coach is feeling, but we typically start by 8 weeks out, and from there we just work in, dialing in my cardio. Just going over the game plan, really. Mm-hmm. But the game plan doesn't change. We do the same thing in fight camp no matter who the opponent is, and coach does a great job with that. We go in there, we work our skills that we're good at. We work the hands, the takedowns, the ground control. It all comes together. And then come the last couple weeks of fight camp, we start dialing in our specific opponent, that game plan. We clean up all that, and then we go into the weight cut. During the weight cut phase, it's mainly just me moving around and keeping fresh, keeping mobile. There's not much he can change at that point. It's going to make a difference. And then fight week.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So what is your favorite thing to do in training? Like during fight camp and any type of training?
Favorite workout and stuff.
What's your favorite workout?
Oh, I like to grapple.
things?
I like to grapple. Let's get on the mat. Let's roll. That's my favorite part.
Rolling around.
Yeah, I love to roll.
All right. Hey, that's what's up, man.
So do you have a specific routine, so to speak, leading up to any fight, any event, anything you're, focusing on versus other areas of the body?
Hey, even your diet, like, does that matter?
Yeah.
Like, do y'all, focus? Does that up part of it too? Diets and stuff.
Well, his diet would be a series of Sour Patch Kids and
Hey, that's
all
good.
that stuff. But
Yeah.
So Austin's fight camp is there's two different versions, right? So he's either on or he's off.
Right.
Off is like our time where we get to do skill development. I get to make his hands better, improve a takedown, whatever it might be. Actual fight camp is just sharpening the tools that you already have.
Right. Okay.
And I never really specifically focus on an individual opponent because I'm not training him to beat that guy. I'm training him to beat the UFC world champion. So if I continue to aim for the top guy, that I always say, Austin is training to beat the world champion of the UFC in 6 days.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now, obviously, I know we're not going to do that today. That's why we got time before we get there. And when we get there, we will win. That's going to
what's
happen.
up.
How about that?
It's
That's
win.
the right
confidence, faith.
We're going to win for sure.
That's the right
But
attitude, man.
My point is as he's been built coming up through his career, it's only to be a better version of himself.
Right.
That's right.
Now that doesn't mean we don't watch a little film, see
Oh,
some
no.
tendencies from
You
a guy,
supposed to.
and
You
I'll go,
supposed
hey
to,
man,
yeah.
you see this over here, you see this over there, but ultimately the plan doesn't change much.
That's what's up, man. It just sounds like y'all got a game plan for everything, man. Like it
Yeah,
sounds like
indeed.
y'all move as a unit, and that's what's important, man. You guys are definitely doing big things here, man. And it's a great setup. The venue's nice, man.
Yes, it's amazing.
It's amazing, man. I mean, Coach, speaking of the venue and stuff, man, is there any way you can let folks know more info about, if they want to get involved or find out about, Odyssey Martial Arts?
Absolutely. Well, we're in King William, Virginia. We're at 694 Sharon Road. We are pretty much at the intersection around 360 and 30. We've got classes for adults for Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, mixed martial arts. We've got after-school program for children. We have night programs for children.
Right.
That's how this guy right here was built. So
there you go.
We train for self-defense. We train for sport. This isn't an entertainment-based martial arts academy, and all I mean by that is like we don't break boards, we don't swing nunchucks, we throw people and we punch people in the face. But on the friendly side of it, like this is the hardcore side, like fighting, cage fighting. Cage fighting is not martial arts that you train, right? So most people that come through the door, they don't come in and go, hey, I want to be a UFC fighter. And if they do, they don't make it, right? It takes 25 years of finding the right dog to do that.
Yeah, you're not going to just walk in and be like,
we've got people here that are 65 years old that just love to keep their body moving. Yeah, we've got older students, we've got young teenagers, we've got children, men, women, athletic people, non-athletic people. Like this is like a clubhouse, man. This
that's
is
what's up, man.
This is a place for everybody to hang out. Like,
I was going to ask you about older women, a lot, a little different everything. I seen the youth in here; they pretty open.
The youth was doing well.
Yeah,
they were doing very well.
My daughter Gracie, she teaches a lot of the kids classes here. She's been training since she was a little kid.
Okay,
but shout out to my daughter.
Shout out to the daughter.
Yeah, she back
What's
there.
going on?
Anyway, so she teaches the kids classes. I teach the after-school program. At the end of the day, there's something here for everybody.
Right.
Okay.
So we don't want you to think, we're not going to go to Odyssey. That's where the world champion kills people. That is true. That is true.
I'm not going to be.
There's separate groups, man. There's guys like that come in here just to stay in shape.
Right.
That just love the camaraderie and team support. Think about this. What type of activities are there really out there for somebody that's 40 years old that wants to stay active as a sport?
Not many.
Think about it. You're 40 years
many.
old and you want to do a sport. Or just a physical activity. What you could do, go to the rec park and maybe shoot some basketball. Like there's not a whole lot of options.
Not really.
Jiu-jitsu is something that you can start as a kid and do it until your body can't move anymore. So and everybody trains to their own ability. Like whatever you're coming here for is what we give you. If you're here for camaraderie, friendship, health, or if you want to be the next ultimate fighter, we got it all here.
And that leads to my next question as well. So speaking of jiu-jitsu, Austin, how does jiu-jitsu different from karate, taekwondo, Ishinryu karate, and all the other stuff that's out there in the world.
It works.
There you go. How does it work? I mean, take me through a modern day jiu-jitsu class.
Yeah.
You know, jiu-jitsu, it's the simplest and safest way to subdue an opponent. Right?
Okay.
You can do all this boxing in the world. Right. You get in a street fight. It only takes one, right?
Right.
Only takes one. The best fighter in the world could fall to one punch. But if I close the distance, I get nice and close, I take you down, I can control you. I don't have to punch you in the face.
Right.
I can hold you there. I think it's great for everyone to do jiu-jitsu. And yeah, it works.
So you can learn with jiu-jitsu, you can learn control.
Yeah,
and
control.
You can learn patience.
That's good, man. I might got to look into some of that, man. You know, sounds like. So you prefer? Have you? Okay, you said something about Wing Chun earlier, way back in the day. So have you experimented with any other styles like that, or is that just your favorite?
Yeah, I did some Wing Chun, and it applies kinda.
Okay.
Right. So like you get on top, the grip fighting, stuff like that. But I'm not gonna go out there in a fight, come out in a Wing Chun stance. I'm gonna get beat up.
Well, that's why it's called mixed martial arts, right?
Gotcha,
So you've got your big prominent martial arts. Like you have to be good at boxing. You have to be good at kickboxing.
Okay, all right.
You have to be good at wrestling. You have to be good at jiu-jitsu. So what that really means is I have to be able to punch, kick, knee, elbow, grapple out an open mat, grapple against the cage, grapple on the floor, deal with strikes that whole time.
Wow, yeah.
And that's, a 1v1 situation, right? So
right.
And then there's so many different martial arts. And there's tons of arts that teach kicking and teach punching and teach takedowns. But, there are your big five, essentially, that I just named. And then there's other stuff like Brazilian capoeira, which is like breakdance fighting, right?
Yeah, I've seen that in the movies.
It's cool, but you're not going to... Now, I've seen some guys do some crazy stuff in fights, but nobody's training capoeira for mixed martial arts. They're training it for agility, to gain flexibility, or maybe they don't have rhythm. Right. So training to a berimbau or a drum will teach somebody how to move the right way.
Have you guys ever seen anybody fight with Krav Maga?
Krav Maga is garbage. Okay, so let me tell you what the real thing is. Okay, and I don't care, come see me. Okay, so I'm a U.S. Army combatives black belt. In America, we do combatives. Okay, we don't do Krav Maga. Okay, essentially, Krav Maga wants to teach you how to grab them by the throat, poke them in the eyes, kick them in the nuts. Do you really need a class for that?
No,
no, you don't.
No.
Okay, so combatives is essentially mixed martial arts with blades, rifles, pistols. A team. It's essentially made for the battlefield. Right. It's mixed martial arts with weapon integration. So that's what combatives is. And a huge piece of that is Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Right.
Gotcha.
The combatives program is actually based in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Oh, okay. All right.
That answers my question.
If I'm in a self-defense scenario, a real-world self-defense scenario, they all end in the same place, which is the courtroom. Right?
That's right.
So if we're all going to go to court over this, I'd rather use the minimal amount of force necessary to take out the person that's attacking me versus I got to go look at a lawyer and say, I just hit that guy with an uppercut.
I just took him out.
And gave him a concussion when his head hit the floor. So not that the uppercut isn't effective, but that doesn't mean that you want to go out there just trying to beat people.
It might not have been it might not have been necessary.
Right.
It might not have been necessary,
So anyway, so to answer your question, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is the most effective martial art you can train as an independent martial art, as one. Then the real way to go is mixed martial arts. Okay. And then what you mix is, based on your coach, based on your school, whatever you want to put in your salad bowl, man. You mix it up.
There you go.
That's what's up. That's what's up, man.
Austin, who is your favorite sports athlete to follow? Who influences you to be at your best?
Oh, man.
Are we talking about current athletes?
Past, present, future.
Yeah.
Well, I love some Messi, right? Messi's, consistency. Right. Consistency is key for any sport. If you can consistently compete at a high level, it doesn't matter who you are, you're going to make an impact where you're at. And I think that's the biggest key. And something like that, watching somebody do that for so long, that guy's been winning Ballon d'Or since I was in diapers.
Yeah.
So
He's
been in it for a long while.
Definitely, man. So, is there anybody, if you had the option to pick someone to fight?
Oh, I want to fight
man.
DJ.
Oh,
Okay.
No, he doesn't.
If I could pick anyone to fight, it'd be DJ. And then purely off the fact, I don't think I could beat DJ. Not yet. We getting there, but not yet.
So you're working on it.
One
You're
day.
working on it.
One day.
We're working
One day. We're working on it. But I just want to see where my skill set's at.
Right.
You know, he's the greatest ever, technically.
Yeah.
You know, and I just want to see where I match up. Like, how far do I have to go to
Right.
really hit that level of, something that people can't really dispute.
Oh man, that's
Yeah,
what's
so
up.
you want to train with the best, and that's how you're gonna get better.
Yeah.
Right,
And just being on, I keep my boy humble.
right.
But
Yeah.
he could absolutely go rounds with Demetrius Johnson.
Right.
He's Mighty Mouse. He's one of the greatest flyweight UFC champions of all time. He's incredible, and I would never bet against Austin Hall against any
Right.
flyweight.
Uh-oh,
I've got that much
uh-oh.
confidence in him, but at the same time, we keep it humble. That way
Yeah.
we've got something to aim for.
There you go, man. Shout out to DJ too.
Yeah,
man.
shout out-
Hey,
Hey,
shout out Mighty Mouse.
Definitely, man.
Mighty
That's
Mouse.
what's up, man.
You the GOAT.
That's what's up. It's all about, man, just networking, building bridges, man. A lot of people look at it like fighting, like, oh, it's just violence. Oh, they fighting. But really, it's just, like you say, it's a sport. It's camaraderie, it's learning, it's educational, it's physical. It's a lot of stuff to it, you know.
And one other thing folks are forgetting, it's a brotherhood.
That's right.
It's definitely a brotherhood. You can see it in a lot of these folks that are fighting, like Austin, like Coach here. They've been in it for a very long time, and
It's true.
and the brotherhood is there. A lot of these guys got day jobs.
Yeah.
There's your brotherhood.
There you go.
So
This guy just said they had got a call about to go to a fight in 6 days and just up and go. That's brotherhood. You know, not a lot of cats will just be like, boom, we out. So the fact that y'all was able to do that as a unit, as a team, and then come back with the belt was amazing. Like something right out of a movie or something, man. You know.
Well, and not just that, but we also always reach out to check out our competition. Like
Right.
after the fight, like before Austin even gets his gloves off, he's trying to run over to the other corner.
Right.
In the locker room, he's wanting to go over and check on his opponent.
Yeah,
And
sportsmanship.
Yeah, sportsmanship.
That's all about
Austin
sportsmanship,
is a total savage gentleman.
Yeah.
Right.
There
so
you go.
He always checks on them, and then I reach out to their coaches and say, "Hey, come. We're not going to fight each other again. We've passed you. You know, come on and join us in camp, and
Yeah,
we'll help
definitely.
you get ready for your next fight."
That's what it's about, sportsmanship. And I'm
Yes,
pretty
indeed.
sure, you know, just like you like to win, you got to learn to lose too. You know, you got to, what my man Will say?
if you win, you win. You lose, you learn. You don't ever lose because you continue to learn to win.
That's what it's about, man. So don't ever take a loss as I lost, you know. Like you say, you want to learn, you know, when you wanted to fight DJ to see where you're at, to see what you do. You even, you know, admit that you ain't just come out and say, I can beat it, you know. You know, it's all about learning, bro. You know, and you can't learn unless you know, work with the best, you know. So.
I'm gonna quote Austin Hall for a second. Coach, I don't lose fights.
There you go.
All right.
How about
Okay.
He said, "Coach, I don't lose
Hey,
fights."
look.
Hey, I appreciate all that. All that, you know, you win and you lose and you learn stuff. That's cool. I ain't here for that.
There you go.
Oh, yeah,
There
you
go.
want to win.
You want
Right,
to win.
yeah.
That's what I'm
And I
talking
like
about.
that.
Well, he loses in camp all the time.
Oh,
Like
okay.
we put him in the worst case. That's why we know when I'm walking to the cage, man, I'm smiling too because I believe luck falls on the man that's most prepared.
Right.
You know,
Right.
and we put him through the hell here in camp so he can enjoy the fight. You know,
That's what's
How
up,
about
man.
that?
That's what it's talking about,
So,
man.
besides winning the championship, Austin, what have been your most rewarding moment for you?
The most rewarding moment I think I've ever had in the cage, including winning the belt, was my last amateur fight. I fought a guy named John D. Fuller,
Right.
and I had went back and forth with him as a jiu-jitsu competitor my entire life. We've competed, you know, as long as I can remember, and it's been pretty close. And I was able to go in there and do what we did, and the most rewarding moment was earning my black belt after
Right.
that fight from Coach. That's definitely got to be it.
that's what's
It's the
up.
only time
Yeah,
y'all gonna
yeah,
catch me
that's
crying
awesome.
on TV.
That's what's up, man. Ain't nothing wrong with showing emotions, man. I
Yeah,
don't know.
shout out to Johnny too because he's the Cagezilla amateur flyweight champion.
Oh, man.
Okay.
Incredible. He's actually going to come join us in camp.
How about
He's the
that?
next guy y'all got to look out for. Johnny's jiu-jitsu is on another level.
So,
Okay.
if you guys haven't heard yet throughout this entire interview, Odyssey right here in King William, not too far from the Northern Neck. So if you're in the Northern Neck or whatnot, it's not that far of a drive, only, 25 minutes?
Not that far. Not even that far, man.
Not even that far from Tappahannock, about 25 minutes or so.
Shout out to Rob Shermer. He actually runs Northern Neck MMA. He's part of our fight team and trains with us here.
How about that?
Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah, the 804 is a strong fighting state.
Yes, it is.
And we're pretty fortunate here at Odyssey Martial Arts to have so many good relationships with other gyms and other coaches, because some people are stingy and don't want to share or try to be, keep everything super secret. And we try not to do that. We believe in hard work and community. And having all these coaches and fighters all come together is just such a beautiful thing, man.
That's what it's about. So y'all network with with our friends at Showtime, right?
Right.
Yeah, shout out to Derek and all those guys. Yeah, Showtime.
Showtime.
If they're a real MMA school around here, they get down with us. Like we all train together, and we're all trying to make each other better. Like when you guys were here today, well, there was a guy from MMA Institute that's going to be fighting next weekend, and we've put all the focus of the entire day on him while the show's being set up. It's always the next guy in line. That way, when it's time for Austin to get in there and do the dance, we've got a community around him that's ready to fight.
Yep.
That's what's up, man. That's amazing, man, that y'all, it's about, community networking, man. It's amazing that all y'all school, all y'all work together. I didn't know that, so now
and you guys got some big names coming through here.
Yeah, I do.
I mean, huge names. Even beyond Virginia, you guys got some huge names coming through here just to train with you guys.
Right.
Yeah. Well, it's not just to train with us. It's the environment that we create, right? So it's hard to find a room full of dedicated, hardworking dogs that don't complain, that show up on time, that have a high enough skill set to be worthy of even going with each other. And then you got to have the right attitude. Like you can't just come in here and go, I'm getting ready for fights, and then try to beat people up, because you're going to get your ass kicked, and then you're not welcome back.
There you go.
There's a group of guys in Virginia. Shout out to Rick McCoy over at MMA Institute. He had a lot to do with the success of how we've been able to make this happen. He's one of the OG guys in Virginia. Actually helped me get Austin on the APFC to begin with. So we're always grateful for anybody. Like we don't think we're the best. What we do know is we're the best at getting prepared.
That's
what we do.
There
and,
you go.
And that's not just a us effort. That's a whole
team effort.
That's right.
Right.
That's good, man. That's amazing. Will, like this is an amazing experience, man. I mean, how you feeling?
it is an amazing experience. And when I stepped into the cage, I was like, man, this is an actual regulation style cage. This is awesome.
It's the first time I've been in one, man. And we doing the opposite of what you're supposed to be doing in here, right? Talking,
Yeah. I think last time I rolled around on a mat was probably high school.
Man, I would be no good, man. But I might have to come check you guys out one day, man. Take you up on your offer and on the workout session, because I might can handle that.
We'll take care of you. You'll have a good time.
All right, I don't want to work for Austin quite yet. All right, I just
me either.
I don't. I just want to work out, Austin. That's it. But that's amazing, man. I'm so happy you guys gave us this opportunity, man.
Yes, indeed.
You had something else for him too.
Yeah, Austin, what is the most important thing for you to remember as now a champion?
Man, nothing changes.
Right.
Nothing changes. We got a belt. That's cool. We just keep working hard. I'm gonna approach every fight like I haven't gotten that thing yet.
Right.
Nothing changes is gonna be the most important thing I can remember.
And take us through your influences when you were younger, like in high school. Who was your influence in high school?
Oh, definitely Coach. Definitely.
Yeah,
Coach.
that's right.
Man, I school's right down the street.
Yep, right down here.
Down. I'd leave early. I'd walk right down. I'd come grapple with Coach before everybody got here. So I did that.
That's what's up.
Man.
Essentially, it's called child abuse. For many years.
Unreported, not reported. It has never been reported.
From high school, and he would be here, an hour early for class or whatever.
Oh, that's what's up.
And we would train and roll all the time. So, but I think something that's more important than that is how much of an inspiration Austin is to everybody here.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
After every fight, man, there's always another group of guys go, man, I think I can do that.
Yeah.
So what he does is he inspires people. He motivates people to want to do better, man. Like he motivates me.
Yes,
like I know it's I'm his coach, his teacher, or whatnot, but every day he comes in here, he looks so good, and then I'm like, all right, well, how can I make him better? It's like a level I'm trying to
test yourself.
unlock.
Yeah, just
he can run around circles with me in no time. I mean, goodness.
That's what it's about, though, Coach. Man, if you have somebody that can motivate you as a coach to make you want to do better, do more, that's that keeps it fresh, right? That keeps it fresh.
I have to. If I don't, then somebody passes us, and that's not an option.
Right. There you go.
So what's next for Austin, and what's next for Odyssey?
Well, Odyssey's been here for 25 years. We're not going anywhere.
Right.
We're looking forward to this fight journey with Austin Hall, and his brother Bishop is coming up.
I heard
what's his brother name?
Bishop too, right?
Bishop's really good.
He's all right.
Hey, shout out to Bishop.
He's better than Austin says he is. We've got a crop of good guys coming up. I think something that goes maybe unsaid in this interview, because we're talking about mixed martial arts, but it all starts with the kids.
Right.
Austin started as a kid. I started as a kid. Austin teaches kids classes. My daughter teaches kids classes. I teach kids. And you never know when that next one's going to be there. That's why you can't just look at some kid that's maybe misbehaving or isn't quite doing it just right and go, oh, they're not.
Right.
No, you have to take that time. And so that's what's next for Odyssey, is building the next champion. And as far as what's next for Austin Hall, the APFC is coming back to Virginia in August.
How about that?
Yeah,
where's that at?
We might got to check it out. We might got to
I'm not exactly for sure what the venue is going to be yet. All we know is Richmond.
Okay.
I've heard some rumors, but I don't have the authority to announce that yet. But yeah, so it's going to be August, Virginia. He'll be defending his belt. It'll be the first ever title defense for the state of Virginia.
How about that?
And we would love it if everybody came out here and showed up and put on.
Try and make that.
Austin, we're gonna have to come out and do something.
We took this thing from Milwaukee.
Yes.
And they want it back. And I'd love to keep it here. And I'd love it if everybody could show up and support this guy and blow it up and hold it down for Virginia.
It sounds like
and Bishop and my other coach Robbie will be fighting May
17th at Brawler's Ball.
Yeah. Okay. That's coming up within a month. Actually, a month from today.
Yeah, we're about 5 weeks out from the fight. They're in camp right now. So the guys you saw back here, they were getting ready. We've got, I think,
and they weren't holding back. They were literally.
No, they was
they were balls to the wall training.
They were absolutely holding back.
Oh,
they were going very hard.
No,
it didn't look like they were holding back to me. They were. They were moving.
They'll fight May 17th, Brawler's Ball. That's in Portsmouth, Virginia, at the River Casino.
Okay,
that's where they're going to fight, and Austin's going to be fighting in August right here in Richmond.
How about
that? That's the biggest show on the East Coast.
Man, sound like a Northern Neck Sports Talk Live field trip coming up.
I tell you, it does sound like that.
We're going to have to do some media and come out there and support, man. Definitely, man.
You guys got to cover us defending this belt.
Yeah, we're going to have to. That's major, bro.
Let
us get first, okay? We get first, before anybody else, all right?
We got you.
All right, appreciate it, man. But look, man, I want to ask you something else, man. Outside of all this fighting, grappling, and sweating and working hard, man, what does Austin Hall like to do in his free time, man? What do you like to do to relax, man?
I do a lot. I've got a variety of hobbies.
What's up? Talk to me.
I like to read.
Okay,
that's good.
I play a lot of video games.
Yeah, me too. Let's go.
Minecraft.
No,
Mario Kart.
None of that.
Nah. Let me guess.
Mortal Kombat.
Call of Duty. Call of Duty. Mortal Kombat.
No,
I'm Mortal Kombat.
Oh, Mortal Kombat.
I'm like a.
Okay, let's
I'm
go.
a Madden,
All right.
UFC 5.
Okay, there we go.
2K kind of guy. I play like a lot of sports games.
I was gonna ask you if you play UFC. You got to fight.
Yeah.
I mean,
no, he don't. He plays Warhammer. He does nerdy stuff.
Yeah, we getting there. We getting there.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Look, man, do your thing,
y'all gotta check out my
bro.
Blood Angels Army. We getting there.
Do your thing, bro. Ain't nothing wrong with that, man. Hey, look, that's what it's all about, man. Finding ways to relax too, man. Outside of all the hard work, man. Finding ways to balance things out, man. Because you can't walk around like that all the time, right? Just who want it, so that's what's up, man. I'm glad you do those things, man. I'm a gamer too, man. Much respect, coach. But Austin, man, one more thing, bro. Let the people know how can they support or find you or follow you or check out some of your footage or anything, anywhere they can, check you out or support you at.
Yeah. The best place you guys can get a hold of me is my Instagram. That'd be American Grappler. It's with an M, no A. American Grappler.
American, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
There you go.
America.
There you go.
Yeah, it'd be American Grappler, and then Coach is always putting stuff up on the Odyssey page, so you guys can go check it out there.
Okay, there you go. Hold on, what's the story behind that name, real quick, bro? Where'd they come from? You came up with that, or somebody you earned it, or what happened?
No, my first pro fight, I just picked up some random shorts that I thought looked cool. It said American Grappler on the side, and it kind of stuck.
That was it.
That was it.
He said a hero was born, right? Okay, there ain't nothing wrong with it. Will, you got anything else you want to?
I've got one more thing. Just like football, you have youth football, just like the Essex Youth Football League. You know, got Westmoreland, Rappahannock, whatnot. What I seen in here tonight with the youth, with your daughter working the youth, I see them as future Austin Halls.
Absolutely.
Working.
So for the kids that's looking up to you and they want to do what you're doing now, what is your advice to them? Like if you see if kids are in high school, middle school right now, even the kids that were back here and they want to be where you're at right now, what is your advice to them to get to where you're at?
Consistency. Coach says it all the time. It's not about who's the best. It's about who's left. You know, I grew up and I trained with a lot of people that I made real good friends with, and they don't train anymore. And they had just as much potential as I did. Mm-hmm. So, you know, if you want to be where we're at, just keep showing up.
That's what's up, man.
How about that?
That's what's up, man. That's some hey, look, Austin, Coach, we definitely appreciate you guys' time,
yes,
man.
Indeed.
Northern Next Sports Talk Live. Coach, one more time, can you let the folks know how can they contact you and find out more about Odyssey Martial Arts?
Yeah, so you can find us on Facebook at Odyssey Martial Arts. I'm sure you guys have seen the logo. I keep everybody updated as much as I can there. I do a little bit on Instagram, but most of our stuff's on Facebook. Odyssey Martial Arts.
There you go. There you go, folks. Make sure you check them out. Support right here in King William, Virginia, man. Austin Hall, Coach, man, we appreciate you guys definitely giving us this opportunity, man. We really do.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been an amazing interview. So if you ain't watching it now, you better watch it on the days to come because this man here is hitting places that you will be seeing on national television. I can see that coming.
Real soon, y'all. And he's representing the state of VA, man. So you got to support all our athletes coming here from the hometown, right here close to Northern Neck, Middle Peninsula, right here, you guys.
And if you want to see his fights, if you haven't seen it yet, you can go to UFC Fight Pass and look up Anthony Pettis Fighting Championships, and you can see all of his fights right there on that platform.
Nice.
And ladies and gentlemen, we have had Coach John Simons, the coach of the American Grappler, your APFC youngest champion ever, Austin Hall.
Let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. Guys, thank you for allowing us to come into this gym. This beautiful cage is amazing. I love regular
Yeah, I do, man. This is crazy, man. I don't know whether to talk or fight. I don't know.
Always
but
fight.
Look, y'all guys, man, we appreciate you guys' support, man. Tuning in to this live interview right here on location, Odyssey Martial Arts, right here in King William, Virginia. I'm your partner, T. Harris, along with my partner, Will Lewis, Northern Net Sports Talk. Make sure you guys keep a link with us at hotmixva.net. Download the free Live 365 app and search Hot Mix VA Radio, or email us at hotmixva1@gmail.com and let us know what we can do for you.
And ladies and gentlemen, just so you know, next week is episode 100. Live from Odyssey Martial Arts in King William, Virginia. We bid you good night on Northern Next Sports Talk Live right here on Hot Mix VA.